Hello, I'm Dynast Amir.
So I reached out to another friend of mine. I said, look, I need to go on vacation somewhere. Where should I go? He said, go to Africa. And not only am I going to go, I'm going to explore a new country. So I went to Tanzania, South Africa, Namibia, Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Liberia, Namibia, Kenya, the Voodoo Festival in Ouida, Gambia, Togo, Cote d'Ivoire. Sierra Leone, Ghana, Nigeria. It's been a beautiful experience, just learning more about our culture, our indigenous culture. So Uhuru means freedom in Swahili. I'm in search of my roots. In finding that, I would experience my Uhuru, which is freedom.
Till next time, Dynast Amir, I'm out.
Peace, family. I hope all is well. I hope your Saturday night is going well. Do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Also, hit the share and subscribe. But the like button is your price of admission. It is your price for admission. I'm sorry. So again, please hit the like button. Make sure you share. Also, make sure you subscribe. Also, guys, I have some bad news, sad news, really. Shirley Huzar, who is a regular on the channel, a regular on the Search of Uhuru platform, she passed away about a week and a half ago. So please keep her family in your thoughts and prayers. Again, Shirley Huzar recently passed away. So please keep her in your thoughts and prayers. I would greatly appreciate it. Life is short, guys. Live it to the fullest. Don't live it recklessly, though, but live it to the fullest. Tell your loved ones you love them. You guys know what to do. And then also, too, guys, and we saw this with the, I forgot the name of the rapper who was killed in L.A. Guys, PNB Rock. Y'all, if you don't have a life insurance policy, for God's sake, I don't know why we are still having this conversation in 2023. All right, get a life insurance policy if you don't have one. So PNB Rock didn't have a life insurance policy when he passed away. So his family, his wife, his children, they're not getting nothing. All right, he didn't have a will, didn't have a life insurance policy. So pretty much all this stuff is going back to the state. The S600 or whatever vehicle he had, if it wasn't paid off, or I don't know if it was his or it was a rental, but he didn't have a life insurance policy. Guys, get a life insurance policy. I'm a licensed life insurance agent. No shame. Let me plug myself. I am a licensed life insurance agent. You guys need to get it together. Hit me up. I'm dead serious. Everyone should have a life insurance policy. Everyone. So, what the hell? What the hell is that? Oh, fine. What the hell? Okay. Everybody should have a life insurance policy. I don't know what. I know. Okay, it's this little thing that was buzzing in my ear. So, golly, boy. I don't know what that was. Okay, sorry about that. I was distracted. Everybody should have a life insurance policy. Listen, if you guys have not bought the documentary yet, In Search of Uhuru, that was a trailer that just played. Please go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. Again, please go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. I would greatly appreciate it. Really appreciate you guys' support. And again, well, listen, well, you know what? Hey, listen, they call me a Renaissance man. I got my life, I have my life insurance license. I'm licensed to sell health and life insurance. It's just, I've had it for a minute now. You know, I'm Hustle Man. Somebody call me Hustle Man. Okay, whatever. Go to searchforuhuru.com and buy the documentary. That was the trailer that we just played. Also, tours. All right, we are rolling to Sierra Leone, April 19th to the 30th. April 19th to the 30th, we are rolling to Sierra Leone, April 19th through the 30th. Please go to Danfo, DANFO, .Africa. Again, please go to Danfo, DANFO, .Africa to learn more. Here we go. What's this little? It's like a mosquito. It's too cold for mosquitoes. I don't know what the hell that was. Please go to danfo.africa to learn more. Citizenship is available to those who qualify. Again, citizenship is available to those who qualify. Also, Senegal in May for the Jazz Festival. So we're going to Senegal in May for the Jazz Festival, May 21st to the 30th. Come and join us. And then Nigeria in August for the Oshun Festival. Again, Nigeria in August for the Oshun Festival. So please come and join us in Africa. Go to Danfo, Strictly Starlight. I want you to come roll with us. Come roll with us, Strictly Starlight. Again, come roll with us. Again, come roll with us. We're rolling May 21st to the 30th. Go to danfo.africa to learn more. Then we're rolling to Nigeria in August. And then we're going to Zanzibar in November. So that's that. Y'all, thank you so much for joining everybody who's rocking with me on a Saturday night. Let's jump into today's topic. All right, let's jump into tonight's topic. Akon said, if African Americans were to go back to Africa, Africa will become a world power. Africa will become a world power. It depends on the type of African Americans. So some of y'all just need to stay here, okay? Again, some of y'all just need to stay here. So it depends on the type of African Americans. But like I said, guys, you know, I've been traveling back and forth now since 2011. And the amount of development, the amount of eyes, the amount of people who are now traveling and investing and engaging the continent, pretty soon, on the rate everything is going, I mean, we have a short window. Now, COVID had, you know, because of COVID, everything was shut down for pretty much a year. It gave us a little bit more time. But the window is shrinking. That is why, listen, if you have an opportunity to get your passports, by all means, go and get your passports, okay? We are living in an international world, all right? We got to get out of our comfort zone. You know, we got to get out of our idea that everything, like America is the center of the planet and nothing exists outside of America. That's our mindset. We are now in a global community. So all I'm saying is, listen, take advantage of these opportunities outside of America. That's all I'm saying. Take advantage of these opportunities outside of America. That's all I'm saying, guys. But I want to jump into this interview with Akon. It was on the Hold on. Let me go ahead and share the screen. I think it's called Deposits. No, that's not it. Right, the Deposits podcast. Make sure you go. Let me subscribe right now. I wasn't even subscribed. I've subscribed. Brooke England, our Deposits. This is the Revolt Network podcast. And Akon was speaking on Africa and Black Americans need to engage Africa. And I know there were some Black Americans who were offended in regards to what Akon said, his comments about the music. As far as the music here in America. And he's right. The music here in America is trash. It is. All right. The music that's being put out now, the hip hop, the rap music that's being put out now is absolute trash. It is. And we can argue all you want to, it's trash. And I've been telling people that Afro beats are they offering a similar citizenship deal like Sierra Leone? Who's they? Who's they? I don't know who they is. But he's right. It's trash. It is trash. So let's listen to what Akon was saying. I'm going to open up the lines that you guys call in. Well, we're going to take a commercial break after we listen to what Akon was saying. And then we'll open up the lines. You guys can call in and add to the conversation.
Who you assume that person is when they're on the come up, I promise you, is not that same person when they're up. So the platforms, as you know, like Oscars and Emmys, they're built to supply you at the top. They've already created the threshold, and they've already created, you can say, the value and the class and all that comes with servicing a superstar.
Yeah.
Our platforms ain't did that.
I mean,
I'm being all the way real.
They can if people continue to support them.
No, but understand, our platforms have to motivate us to get to the top because we are already there. We're the ones providing the content for everyone else at the top. Yeah. We're the creators of all of this. Like, what stops us from saying, okay, cool, if our artists believe.
So Akon is speaking on, the lack of Black infrastructure when it comes to media and hip hop. And the lady, Brooke England, used to work for BET. And she brought up how when artists were, just getting started or on their way up and becoming more popular, how they would engage BET. But once they got big, they didn't. Case in point, we talk about this all the time. We were crying. Well, not me. I wasn't crying. I kind of supported that, but it was stupid anyway. It was stupid for even supporting that. This whole Oscar so white movement. So you have artists who won't show up to the BET Awards, right? Won't show up to Black award shows, but show up to the Oscars and the Grammys when they're not even up for an award, and then cry, Oscars so white. So that was her point. Like, once certain artists get to another level, a certain level, they're not even willing to support Black media and Black infrastructure when it comes to the entertainment industry. Well, it's no longer Black owned, so it doesn't matter now. So you're right about that, but still, just in general. So let's continue.
That in this case, BET is a B tier award show, and they feel like they're bigger than BET at that stage. All right, cool. Let's build a higher plateau above BET that those guys can feel comfortable to say, if I come here, it still gives me the credibility that I worked and deserved for. You follow what I'm saying? But we can't say, oh man, they got Hollywood, they too big for us. You think Oscars said, oh, they got too Hollywood, they're too big for us? Hell no, they didn't. They got the Emmys, and then they got the Oscars. Are they on the same level? Is one higher or one lower?
They're on the same level.
They're on the same level. But us, when we do things, it ain't always like we don't do it to the max. We're saving money. We're doing discounts. We want the hookup. And you know I'm right.
I have more theories, but we can
But
move
you know I'm
on.
right. All I'm saying is, if we're going to do it for us, let's do it to the top.
Yo, listen, Akon, that's a man unit. I got a feeling that's a man unit, but I ain't mad, Akon. Rock your man unit. But I know some barbers in Atlanta that can hook you up with a better man unit. That's either a man unit or he just got a bunch of Beijing just sprayed all up through his hair. It's either is Akon. There's some barbers in Atlanta that could definitely hook you up where people can't even tell. No one can tell that that's a man unit. But I could be wrong. But it definitely looks like a man unit. But I could be wrong. And I'm sorry if I'm wrong. I will apologize. But we got some barbers in here that can hook you up. Barbers in Atlanta that can hook you up.
Let's do it for the best. Let's put all our marbles in. Let's come together and let's do it right. But we can't compare our platforms to the other platforms because the other platforms are united.
Yeah.
They come together, they invest with each other, they trust each other.
True.
We find me two niggas that trust each other to put money in or something like this. You laugh because the shit's funny, but it's real. It's like we got to fix our mentality first. We got to believe that we are actually as royal as they create the concept to look. But if we don't come together to do it, I mean, we're going to be arguing forever.
Yeah.
And complaining about some shit that
so do you think it will ever happen?
Listen, one of my biggest, my goal is to get everybody to move back to Africa. That's my goal.
Okay.
I want to get as many African Americans back home to Africa as I possibly can. Because I know the day they move back, everything they fighting for in America, they will not have to fight for over there. All the struggle that they struggling over there, they're going to come there with this mindset, with this mentality, with the finances that they built, the equity in life, and bring it back and invest that in Africa. Man, Africa could be the strongest nation in the world if y'all went back home. So we got everything that it takes to be that. We got the resources, we got the land, we got the population, and together we got the strength and we got the know-how. Like, why we ain't doing that? Just think, right? And I don't mean to drag it.
No, I love this.
We control entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if all the black entertainers decided to go back to Africa and just entertain in Africa, start our own businesses, labels, distribution companies, marketing companies, all that in Africa. We control sports.
Yeah.
Imagine if all the black players went back to Africa to play sports in Africa. Not only will we be the star player, but we will own the team. Just imagine.
They wouldn't do that. They won't even boycott.
But that's my point. Just imagine if we all went and created our own official team. Just imagine. Do you think these sponsors will be putting all this money into NBA and NFL and all that if niggas wasn't playing in it?
No.
But guess where the viewers will be watching though? They'll be watching a channel in Africa watching them niggas. Just imagine if LeBron started his own team in Africa, picked his own players.
I've been saying the same thing for years now. I've been saying the same thing for years now, but nobody wants to listen. Nobody wants to listen. I've been saying the same thing for years.
He would own not only the team, but can you imagine with his eye and his vision on what a player looks like? And there's players in Africa that's taller than Usain Bolt. I mean, Manute Bol. Manute was 7'2". I saw guys at 7'9".
Just walking around.
Like walking around. And we talk about speed, stamina, man, but they know this. They know how to utilize us because they just dangle the carrot. They know we ain't gonna ever come together. They know this already. So they always play us against each other. There's always this divide and conquer that always works and never fails.
It's a mentality that,
Our mentality is what we need to fix first. Once we fix that, we'll be fine. So the question is, will you think we can ever do it? Our generation is too late. But our kids, we can start teaching them slowly but surely on how to adjust their mentality moving into the future. And then they're gonna make the uprising themselves. That revolt won't happen with the kids. The mentality is already going there because they already too disruptive to follow the rules. But the moment they realize that the rules that they're actually, revolting against they can be free if they just go back home and create their own rules, create their own systems, create their own avenues. Like Africa's the only place black people can go and be free. It's the only place. It's like it's no other place. And the world is moving in that direction. So
Yeah.
Africa's being developed in a way that,
like I said, the world is moving in that direction. Guys, I don't approve of him saying the N-word either. But like I keep saying, everything is shifting towards the continent, period. With or without you. With or without you. Everything is shifting towards the continent. The continent of Africa.
no other country in the world is being developed.
Yeah.
But hurry up and get there, because while y'all sitting around waiting, you got the Chinese over there building, getting money.
Right.
You got the Germans over there building, getting money. The Italians. I mean, everybody getting money, but African Americans.
Like I've been saying, I've been saying the same thing for years. All right. When I go into these hotels, Radisson Blue in Dakar, Senegal, Pullman Hotel, Radisson Blue in Freetown, Pullman Hotel in Dakar, Radisson Blue in Lagos, Victoria Island. When I'm in there, I'm at the bar, I'm at the table eating dinner. I see a African walk in, sit down at the table. Then shortly after that, I see either Indian, Asian, or a white guy sit down with them at the table with briefcases. I don't see none of us at the table. Again, I don't see none of us at the table. I see everybody else at the table except for us. We the only people talking about. Everybody's doing business on an international level. The majority of us talk about stuff. We are bones. Our bones are buried. We built this country. My bones are buried in America. My ancestors. My bones. We bled. That's all I hear.
This is okay. Let's because this is a business podcast, but I'm forgetting, like I'm getting so caught up, but it's so true. Like there's so many resources over there, but the mentality is so small and no one wants to walk away from America.
It's fear. It's fear. Like we've been brainwashed so hard to the point where the moment you mention Africa, people get scared and start shaking and they don't even know why. Like when you look at the Jewish community, they have the smallest population in the globe, but yet they control everything. It's because they understand the value of human resource and they stick together.
Yeah.
They don't even have to like each other, but they're going to do business with each other because that's how they survive.
Yeah.
You know,
and they don't feel the need to show everything they're doing and like promote it. They just
because it's bad for business.
Yeah.
It don't help the business. Actually, doing all that, you spending money and you wasting money in areas where you can actually put it in a resource where you can double it.
Yeah.
You know, or where it can strengthen you even more.
So with that being said, are you looking forward to, or do you have plans on developing more artists from the continent?
Oh yeah, I think that part will never, that'll never go anywhere. That's in my blood. Music is just there. So whatever I can continue to do to build, like right now, we trying to introduce the whole I'm a piano into America.
Say it again.
I'm a piano.
Okay.
Remember that name.
I'm a piano.
I'm a piano is a sound that was.
He's bringing I'm a piano to America. Guys, I've already told you. I said this a month or so, 2 months ago, and y'all was all upset and mad. Afrobeats, I'm a piano's taking over. All right, people are moving on for hip hop because it's about all in hip hop. It's just about I shot this Negro, I killed this Negro, pulled up on this Negro, killed his mama, shot his mama, caught him lacking, at the park, caught him lacking. It's all about death and violence, and people are getting tired of it. I'm a piano and Afrobeat is taking over. And I got people that got offended. I had people that were offended. Like, I can't believe Dynast, Black American code, the Black American rap and hip hop. I'm like, dude, it's what it is. It's what it is. And the thing is, like, I knew there was a shift because when I first started going to Africa, Africans were just listening. I mean, they will listen to their cultural music or the local music here and there, but they were primarily listen to. They would listen to. They loved hip hop. They loved Black American hip hop. Same thing when I went to Senegal, like in 2014 or 2012. Sorry, 2012. Pretty much 2012 through like 2000. And I didn't start noticing the shift till 2000 and probably 18 and 19. Around 2018, probably before that, 2017, really. In fact, let me say this. The last mainstream rap hip hop song that I heard Africans really singing was Hot N-Word by Bobby Shmurda. After that, I'm in Senegal. Now, Senegal is primarily a French and Wolof speaking country. They are singing the English lyrics of Davido. All I hear is Afrobeat and their local music. I don't hear hip hop like that anymore. I don't hear hip hop anymore. I don't hear hip hop anymore when I'm on a continent like that. It's Afrobeat and Amapiano. That's all I hear now. It changed. 2018, 2017, completely changed. And now it's coming over here to America.
Stemmed from Afrobeat, but it's more like house, deep house, rhythmic African, like it's different. But it will kind of give you up-tempo Afrobeat, but when you hear the rhythms, it's different because it's more tribal, it's more South African, you know? But that sound is slowly coming up. I signed the artist. I mean, he's actually a producer DJ named Nectunes. He's like the top producer in the Amapiano game right now and had the biggest, he's probably not the top producer, but he's had the biggest song. And he's the rising producer that probably will take it over. And I'm sure you heard the song too. It was a song that he did with an artist named Goya. You know, and it's an Amapiano record, you know. You want to chill with the big boys.
Oh yes.
I don't
always know the names, but I do know that song.
Right.
That's a viral song.
Right. He's the creator of that record.
Oh, nice.
Right. And that's Amapiano, by the way.
Okay.
But when you hear it, you would just assume.
Oh yeah, I know the sound.
Think it's Afrobeat, right?
Yeah.
But it's a different sounding Afrobeat.
Yeah.
You're like, what is that Afrobeat? Like, I know it's African, but it's Amapiano.
Yeah.
So that's the vibe now.
It's a bit more intense.
It's a bit more intense, yeah. And it's more dancey. It's like imagine if like Afrobeat had house music. Amapiano would be that. But it's just more rhythm to it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of getting everybody back to the motherland and all that, you know what I'm saying? Tell us about Akon City.
Akon City is going to be the beginning of getting everybody back to the motherland. You know, in a few years, we'll be in the first stage complete to start hosting. You know, our goal is to have the whole city built out within the next 10 years. We've already started construction. It's a $6 billion project. Very excited about it. It's a smart city complete, but it's like we're utilizing all of the African resources that the rest of the world been using. Now we're just using the same resources to build out in our own country. Yeah.
What will be the maximum population that Akon City will?
Well, the city that we're currently building now, the population is about 100,000. You know, it's a very small city compared to most, you know, smart cities, but it's just the beginning. And then we're going to scale out as time goes in and continue to build outward. And as more investors come and want to be a part, then we'll build it out. So the whole idea is for it to just continue. But we're going to do Senegal. We're also doing Uganda. And then we're going to do Congo as well.
What makes a city smart?
It's the technology attached to it. You know, with our technologies, though, we got things that, I want to say it's so bad, but we can't.
So, what types of technology would you find in a smart city?
Well, okay, the kind of technology you find in a smart city, a lot of it is super smart. You don't have to do much. Everything is done for you. Like you got self-driving cars in smart cities, right? You come in, you can just speak the location of where you want to go. The car takes you directly there, drop you off. You don't have to drive it. There ain't no driver attached to it. You just literally, it comes pick you up and drop you there. That's a prime example. You go into the restaurant.
Would people have their own cars, or would they just have these?
No, I mean, these are cars that's just roaming throughout the city, almost like Ubers. You know what I mean? And when you walk and when you get in the car, because your account is what actually ordered it. So there's no, you don't have to pull out your credit card, you don't have to pay. The moment you go in the car, it already identifies you and starts to bill you.
How would you order it? Like an app?
Yeah, it'll be most likely on the app, but in this case, it's going to be through the Akon wallet.
Okay.
So the Akon wallet now was built specifically to start in the city, and we're going to scale it.
And
out
that's
to the rest
your
of Africa.
Akon is your cryptocurrency.
Well, people call it a cryptocurrency, but it's not really a cryptocurrency.
Okay.
It's actually a currency that can be converted into crypto.
I see.
Does that make sense? So it's like
it's more than a crypto.
It's way more than a crypto. But for the crypto users, they can definitely utilize the crypto. For people that want to invest in crypto or hide behind the crypto to evade taxes, crypto is crypto until they figure out how it all regulates. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be on an Akon exchange, and it'll all be able to work out together.
So are you looking for any developers or like creators?
Yes, we're always looking, and we'll never stop looking, like creators, designers, developers, architects, engineers, inventors. Like, we're looking for all of that. So anything that you can think of that you feel you can bring value to it, bring it now, because I promise you, the ones that come in now are going to be multi-billionaires in the next 10, 15 years. I know this for a fact. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Akon, be my mentor. Let me stop. Okay. I saw an interview that you did where you were talking about solar energy and contracts that you had with the Biden administration. Could you just explain that a little bit more?
That one is actually really easy. Like when Biden, well, actually it all started when Obama was in office. You know, Obama had Lighting Africa, which was an initiative to bring energy to certain parts of Africa, right? At that time, I had Akon Lighting Africa. So a lot of people would mix Lighting Africa with Akon Lighting Africa.
Okay.
At that time, you know, because we were already in the rural areas and we were like very, very active. But because obviously the American administration hadn't been in Africa to understand the terrain and certain things, they had a lot of difficulty navigating. So we were brought in to help navigate them through the process. But then we built the relationship as we're going in. And then when Biden got in office, you know, he got his Biden Clean Energy program that he had going on. And in the urban areas, like in the hoods, it's majority.
Everybody said, T. Arca, let's start an investment group. I'm going to do a DAO. More, give me, the DAO will probably be launched or formally announced end of this year, early next year. I have other projects I got to work on, but it's going to be a DAO.
Majority of the coal plants in America are all based in the hood. This is where all the energy is being created, you know, and we're in that environment, obviously. So, but they wanted to kind of convert all the dirty energy into clean energy. So we were brought in, one of my companies were brought in to actually convert the coal plants into solar or really renewable energy, you know, solutions. So it's been pretty cool.
So how would someone else, because I remember in that interview, you were like, it's a good thing to try to get into the energy.
All right, guys, we're going to take a commercial break. I'm going to put the link in the chat room and you guys can call in. Again, I'm going to put the link in the chat room and you guys can call in, and we're going to take a commercial break. We will be back. We will be back shortly.
We can all benefit from proverbs from our elders. Africa is the birthplace of human civilization and home to some of the most ancient wisdom on the planet. The continent of Africa is an extremely culturally rich region and home to over 2,000 languages, 3,000 ethnic groups, and numerous belief systems. The Book of African Proverbs and Wisdom, Volume 1, from author J.P. Martin, available on Amazon, is a compilation of over 100 ancient proverbs and words of wisdom from the continent of Africa. This must-read book provides a diverse and expansive collection of timeless, wise sayings and knowledge which have been collected from every region of Africa. This book is perfect for anyone interested in learning more about the African culture and expanding their knowledge of human experience. Order your copy right now on Amazon. The Book of African Proverbs and Wisdom, Volume 1 from author J.P. Martin. Go to Amazon.com and get your copy today.
Really love this brand because first off, the products are quality. I have amazing hydration. You guys can see the shine. You guys can see the definition.
Alexis here, coming to you with an awesome sale of 25% off when you use promo code UHURU25 at alexisfowler.com. I provide services like digital art, logo designs, packaging designs, web designs, social media flyers, and much more. If you're an entrepreneur with a business or a startup company, make sure you take advantage of this opportunity, getting 25% off when you use promo code UHURU25 at alexisfowler.com.
Learn the ins and outs of IT and launch your IT career in just a matter of weeks with the help of Lifting the Veil IT Academy.
I took Lifting the Veil Academy with subs. Took a while, but I'm here. I made it. I'm now an SSRS developer. I started on the 13th, making a rate of $48 an hour.
Sign up for a free consultation and see where this industry could take you.
To learn more, go to www.ltvacademy.com. That's www.ltvacademy.com.
At the Okoli Law Group, we specialize in producing justice. If you or a loved one in the Atlanta metro area is facing serious criminal charges, then you need serious legal representation.
The Okoli Law Group is here for you. The Okoli Law Group is here for us.
The Okoli Law Group, serious legal representation.
Jay, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Dynas. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Yeah, fine. I mean, thank you once again, for, allowing me to be here. And so good to be back after the last time I was here. I just want to quickly, touch on, just want to make some few thoughts. First of all, I want to say, Dynas, you are like a prophet, because basically some of the things that Akon said, even though a lot of people might disagree with Akon or some other stuff, but most of the things that Akon said in this interview are basically what you have been talking about, on these channels. A few times I've called in, but unfortunately we live, in an era where those that tell the truth really don't get much, acknowledgements, people don't really acknowledge them. So what I want to say is that, keep on, saying what you have to, telling the truths about Africa. And Akon said something like that I basically still said in the last time I was there, that the only place, on the continent, the world, that, the Black Americans can really fit in without anybody, like getting lost in the crowd, is Africa. But it beats my mind why some people don't look at it like that. When we talk about moving to Africa, it doesn't mean if you move to Africa, you're going to forget you're an American or you're from America. You understand? Everybody is grabbing Africa right now. So why not look at it from that, transactionary, point of view, getting a piece before it becomes too late. You understand what I'm saying? So, I want to say yes. There are certain things a lot of things that Akon said, it makes sense, but unfortunately, as Black people, we are never, ever going to come together, at least from recent happenings. You can attest to that fact, We are never, ever going to come together as a group, because when we are together as a group, I mean, we are more stronger. Because when you look at the population of Africa, 1.2 billion, that is a very huge market for anything. When you talk about business, the first thing that comes to the mind of a businessman is markets, people. And Africa has the people. So why can't even the black Americans look at Africa even as a transaction? I mean, transactionary, look at it from the transactionary point of view that, oh, we are going to get there. We are going to go there to do business, to improve ourselves, to improve our lives, to improve, our net worth. You understand? So, I mean, that's just, my own point of view. But when you want to look at hip hop, like you said something about hip hop. I remember way back in Nigeria, hip hop, like American hip hop, we love hip hop, American hip hop. We play hip hop in almost every parties. But in recent times, I tell you, you don't even hear it like that. You don't even hear like the American hip hop. It's basically Afrobeats. And if I were to be a black American, a smart investor, of course, you look at the trend, where the trend is going, what is the trend? And you invest your money for returns. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it because you like them. You understand? Why not do it from that point of view? Because at the end of the day, it's going to be like a win-win for everybody. So, I want to conclude by saying, it makes sense for the black Americans to look at Africa as a place that they can really, move to, get lost in the crowd. And nobody's saying you have to abandon the land that you're from. Like you said, you fought for your ancestors, fought for America. Everybody understand that. People's blood was shed. But the question is that presently, are you getting a good deal from where you are? You only need to just tell yourself the truth. If you feel you are getting a good deal in America, that's fine. But if you think you're not getting a good deal in America, why not look for somewhere you know you can get a good deal? So, Diana, thank you very much. I'm just going to jump out. Good show. I'm going to be at the background and listen to you, even as you continue to spew wisdom as you do all the time. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you, brother. Trina, go ahead, Trina, unmute yourself.
I personally think Akon is right. I think we could be a powerhouse, a super powerhouse, if we went back to Africa and build. Because look what we've tried to do here in America. We've been through too much stuff, and we built Black Wall Street 100 years ago. Look what happened to that. And I think it's time to reconsider. We went through Jim Crow, segregation. We went through and still going through stuff. Now today is police brutality still. And we have this so-called $1.6 trillion in spending power. Take it back home and build. So that's all I wanted to say, because Akon is right.
I agree. Akeem let me unmute you. Akeem with one, go ahead.
I think it's a good idea. I think we definitely need to connect with the motherland, connect with our brothers and sisters on the continent. My only issue is if you don't have, I have an issue with the citizenship problem. You don't have the rights that people that live there have, and if you're going to sink your money into some situations, you come up with some issues there. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It seems to me, I don't know. From what I've been seeing, the return and all of that. It's been nice, watching it, and I wasn't able to go at the time. I was supposed to go in 2020 before COVID set in, and it never happened. But I'm still looking to go here at the end the middle of the end of this year. But and I'm also, I'm looking forward to investing over there. But yeah, I just it's the sinking feeling that of things that can go wrong, and there's really nothing that you can do about it.
Okay.
If things go awry, is what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Kind of like the cryptocurrency thing. A lot of people was getting into cryptocurrency, and a lot of people was losing their money because they couldn't get into their account anymore, and they end up losing their money. And there wasn't nothing they could do about it because it wasn't regulated. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's just not limited to crypto. I mean, you have other industries where, I mean, you had Bear Stearns. I mean, you had your boy, what's his name? The Wall Street investor guy. Help me out. Goodness, got locked up. Was doing the Ponzi schemes. What's his name? Goodness.
You talking about the Uish dude?
What's his name? Somebody help me out in the chat room.
About Bernie Madoff?
Bernie Madoff. So I mean, he was in a regulated industry and he saw what happened. So,
well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like that's the sinking feeling I get when it comes to going there and you're investing all this money, but at the end of the day, you really don't have the rights that you want. You know what I'm saying? You would like to have going into that type of situation. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Let's pass it to Black Lion. Black Lion, go ahead. Then we'll pass it to Greg Manili. Go ahead, Black Lion.
Hey, thanks, man. Listen, honestly, this is like the best thing to ever happen to African Americans, in my opinion. Like, in a way, once you look at Akon, what he's saying, it's like no one ever said he was wrong. Like, Africa is literally the best power base for the Black community in America. Because a lot of us don't want to admit, Black or white, especially in America is really falling. It's falling. And the sad part is, like, they're already selling on CSNBC, like just like a week ago. By the time it's 2032, we're going to lose 42,000 jobs in 2032 based on for robotic replacement by robotics. That alone, on top of the immigration issue, that alone is an organizational disaster for this country in less than a decade. And America is already falling as is. Look at the marriage rates, look at the jobs, employment, education. Everything is falling in this country, especially for African Americans. Entirely on top of that, what Akon is saying is not wrong. This is the most biggest thing that can happen to us ever. He's kind of like regurgitating what Marcus Garvey been saying for almost a century ago. This could be the best thing that happens for African Americans, the decent ones, of course. Like, look at it. Look at the benefits. If we play our cards right and get the right connections, we could build Black families 10 times better, build Black industries 10 times better, technology, music, culture, everything. This can really revolutionize not just Africa, but the world. This will give Africa the most biggest profile of respect ever to any nation. What Akon's, the opportunity that we can get from the continent, wherever we want to go on the continent, can be the most greatest form of opportunities that we can ever expect. This opportunity we can't miss. Like, not too long ago, this white guy on TikTok, he went viral for saying Africa, particularly West Africa, is damn near the new investment of the future. Like, he saw how West Africa particularly is being more innovative. He saw how it's evolving. And was it Cape Verde too? It was another African country he mentioned on TikTok, and he was talking about he even said West Africa is going to be a big part of the future. He saw it, and he was like how the investment is going well, the real estate is going well. He said he even saw how, like, even you, Don, admitted, like, he saw parts of West Africa where you saw, like, you got to pay thousands of dollars for, like, the beach views and everything. We got to pay for less than the amount to see, like, a beautiful beach property compared to California for millions of dollars, for less than half the that in the continent. He saw the future right there. He's telling every race to come to what in West Africa particularly, to involve and get investment in this. He saw it. He went viral like this overnight. So if someone like that, who's not even from our own race, can see the high level of the quality of the beauty of Africa, and the future benefits of it, why can't we see that? I want us to take over and dominate and control. We'll be so powerful, it wouldn't be funny. And this will be the great thing for African Americans. It's time we put the ignorance aside and look at the future, what we can get out of this. Because to be honest, America's not giving no race a future. Even the white community is seeing that. A lot of people, and one thing, like before I'm done, a lot of people need to start just Googling or researching right now on what the white media is not showing you. How a lot of white, I'm considered millennial. A lot of white people in my community, in my millennial generation, in my generation of millennials, are literally deciding slowly that they looking at opportunities outside of America, like in Europe. A lot of them looking in France, Poland, Germany, definitely Germany, and Italy, and other European nations.
Hey, let me pass it to Greg Manilli. Go ahead, Greg, because Greg's
go.
Go ahead, Greg.
Hey, what's going on, Dynast?
Hey, what's up, Greg?
Nothing much, man. Last caller, you wanted something. America's future is America's past. I think the Hispanics are really the only people that have a future in America because, they were the original people really in that land. But that's besides the point I want to talk about. So I want to echo what the first caller was talking about in giving Dynast his flowers because, obviously this is the truth, but people like Dynast and other people as well, I've been saying this from day one. I mean, it's no secret. It's not rocket science. It only makes sense. I think the question is, how do you do it practically? And I think what people miss is the most important thing that Akon said in this whole conversation. And that's the fact that it's going to have to be the children that made this happen. And I don't think enough people think about how to practically prepare them to make this happen. I mean, Dynast does the books and everything, which expose the children to Africa. We need more of that. I've been traveling through the continent, been in Ghana, do this whole year return and things of that nature. And you don't see enough children-oriented things. Everything is for retirees or people looking to turn up. And that's great because we want to reconnect. But Africa is, 80% under the age of 30? And the people that are really going to bring this into fruition will be our children. So we really need to think about how do we prepare the children for this? How do we create study abroad exchange programs where kids can actually go from the hood to Africa and really be immersed in Africa? How do we make it to where African culture is being taught in inner city schools? How do we really prepare our children to reconnect to Africa? How do we start creating blended families where African Americans, Caribbeans are having children with Africans and educating them to be Pan-African in their worldview? That's what's really going to change it, because when we talk about my bones crowd, my bones is buried here, that's a bunch of older people who can't see past into the future. But the kids ain't talking like that. The kids don't even think that way. So there's a free opportunity to remold their thinking and redirect and reorient them. And I think it's being missed. I think there's not enough people thinking about how do we reshape the mindset of the children to prepare them to really reconnect with Africa. And when we start doing that, that's when we'll see a real change, because that's really the big difference between us, the Chinese, the Indians. These people orient their children to think about their race and their global position in the world. We wait till we get to a certain age and we find books and we find consciousness, and now we thinking that, but we already 20, 30 years old. It's about the children. We got to think about how do we get them early and shape them to think of themselves as Africans and see Africa as their opportunity. And I need to hear more talking about that, because that's the most important thing Akon said, honestly.
All right, Missy Barr, go ahead.
Okay. So
Ekaleo.
Ekale. Báwo ni ọmọ Yorùbá, ọmọ Nàìjíríà?
Mo wà dáadáa. Iwe inko.
Ilé wa, ọmọ ńkọ́.
Okay.
Aya ńkọ́. So greetings to everybody on the platform and everybody on the chat. So the issue with us as Black people, right? we always lead with what our disagreement with someone. Is there anything that he says that doesn't make any sense, right? We like to talk about our disagreement, how we don't agree with 90, how we agree. We will talk about we disagree with 10% of what he says, but we lead with that and we stick to that. In the meantime, other group of people, they can disagree 99.9% of the time. That 1%, they will come together based on that. Now, I think somebody was asking about what they can do to get citizen. Why are you worrying about that? That's not an issue right now. You are not even a citizen in America. You are not recognized. Are we recognized? We are not. So why worried about that? Right? What is your right? It doesn't matter.
Maybe you're not.
No. Chinese are there. They're not worried about whether or not they get citizenship in Africa or not. They're doing business. Just abide by whatever law they have. And if anything should go wrong, everybody deal with the consequences. That's all. They're not going to do anything to you. Don't let that hold you up. If you go to France, you don't say you worry about what your right is in France. Why are you doing it to do that where you are 99.99% of the people? They look like you. They speak English. So we're going to have to start removing some of the fear in the way we speak. This is the fear that holds us up. Those are people that look like you. You all go together, go and roughen it up. If they loot you out of your money, then you do the same to them. So what is the big deal? American government do it to you every time. You pay your taxes. Your money is going to Ukraine. Your money is going to everywhere but where it needs to go. So why not just go ahead and see if you can do something somewhere else with those that look like you? Eventually, you will understand the way of the people, and the people will understand you, right? Is it not better? Black people go to China all the time, and we don't even understand their language, but we show up there. We do what we need to do. We abide by their rules. We don't even worry that they don't like us, but we're there. Why are we worried? These are people that look like even if they speak on that language. You see, those type of fear that we keep, that little fear, that little thing, look at it. That little thing is what holds you bound here. And when you're here, you don't have freedom. How many videos have you watched lately where Black veterans, those that fought for this country, have been pulled out, beat down, shoot down, right? So what is that? You mean being here is that important than being over there where the only thing you may have is a little bit of a barrier language, and you worry about, maybe some people will still worry about whether they're going to get beaten by mosquito. You're being beaten by a bigger mosquito here. Why are you worried about that? We need to remove the fear and keep it moving. Men must always do what men are supposed to do. Men build community. Men make wars, men go to war, men plan cities, men build country. They don't call boys or women to do that. It is the role of men to do it. If Black men refuse to take up the mantle as men in society and start doing what they said supposed to do, other group of men will do it. We have to start moving like warriors. And I'm talking about men. Black men must move like warriors. Don't put out your fear out on the airwaves. Get a brown bag, blow that fear inside of it, and then go ahead and do it. That's what you should do. There should not be a place on this planet that a Black man don't show up there to go and build. Right? That's what I have. All I have to say. I hope you guys will take it in good faith and go do your business. All right. Thank you, brother. Stay blessed.
Thank you, Aldo.
Indeed.
Yeah, Dynas, can I just add to what she said?
Go ahead.
Yeah, like I totally agree with her. A lot of times, we tend to kind of stick to the 10% disagreement, instead of concentrating more of the 90%. Because, in all honesty, I kind of watched this Akon video, or I didn't really watch it, but the vibes I was getting. Yeah, no, we ain't going to Africa. You know, Akon has come again with his deceit. Not until I watched the full interview, you know, in your show right now. For Christ's sake, even if you don't agree with him, you know, on certain things that he has said maybe in the past, but we have to try as much as possible to try to look at the message instead of the messenger, because whether we like it or not, it's a win-win situation. Like mommy just said, you know, man has to do what man has to do. It's time everybody has to put that, you know, kind of entitlement mentality behind us and go into nations to hunt, because that is what is happening. The China man that left China all the way to that village in Nigeria is not bothered about the mosquitoes. He's only seeing the big picture, how he's going to conquer. And in all honesty, they are conquering. They are conquering everybody from every part of the world. They are looking at how to expand their frontiers. The China man, I mean, China is a world power today. So why are they leaving China to go and conquer other nations? Because they know, I mean, they have to expand their sphere of influences. And I think it's high time, you know, black people, because I'm black, you know, a lot of times when I look at what is happening between the black people, it saddens me, you know, because we are supposed to be the ones, the black people, black American brothers are supposed to be the one having the lion's share, because they have been in a place that is organized. They have been with the white man for a very long time. This place is organized. They have the know-how, you know. So you don't have to be in a system that does not really recognize or appreciate your wisdom. Why not go to where, you know, people like you, people that you can get easily, I mean, you can get lost in the crowd without anybody raising eyebrows. Nobody is saying, like I keep on saying, whenever I have the time to make this conversation, nobody is saying drop your American citizen and go and settle in Africa. Come, go there as a businessman. Go to Africa as a businessman. See what you can get out of it. A lot of people have been to Africa just as visiting Africa. By the end of the day, they say, this place is so nice. They end up staying there for the rest of their life. So why not we black people be more adventurous to try other areas apart from where we are? Because whether we like it or not, as black people, the poorest of the poorest white man, anywhere you go, we still look at even the black man that is more successful than him 100 times with a certain kind of, you know, distaste, you know. So, but, you know, like, what do we know as immigrants to tell the black Americans? A lot of them, they look at it, oh, you guys are fleeing, you know, you are not in a position to tell us what to do. But at the end of the day, anyone that is sensible should know that, you know, there are certain truths, especially what you have been preaching, especially getting, I mean, dual citizenship, getting other options. Every other race on this planet Earth has a plan B, apart from most of our black American brothers. And this place that they are, that a lot of times, our ancestors, they fought for it, their tears. Of course, nobody is disputing that fact. But the question is that you know the truth, you are seeing the truth, and yet you refuse to accept the truth. And it's so painful. So painful.
I appreciate it. Hey, guys, we're going to go ahead and close out. Black Line, you got something you want to say?
I want to say this real quick. Like, Diane, thanks again for showing the video of what Akon's saying and everything. And we all, to be honest, Africa is going to be the future, regardless if we like it or not. It's either we build or we don't. That's all I have to say. Thanks, Dinas.
Well, I appreciate it. Hey, everyone, thank you so much for joining. Like, share, subscribe. But till next time, family, Dynasty Search for Uhuru. Peace.
Peace.